going to need 2 loaves of bread, 1 thing of sage sausage, butter, salt, pepper, ground sage, poultry seasoning, chicken broth, onions, celery, and 2 eggs. Before we do anything, you're going to add either oil or butter before cooking it. I personally use leftover oil from the sausage I had previously cooked to add a bit of flavor. Once you're done with the preparations, add the sausage into the pan and start chopping with whatever utensil you are using. Personally, I use a spatula because I'm more experienced with it, but you could honestly use anything you're comfortable with. Make sure to chop the whole time through the process of cooking this. Also, make sure to do the occasional flip to cook the meat evenly. Make sure to cook the food until it's a bit crispy by the end, which you'll see when it's a bit uh, a little bit singed. There's a bit dark. Don't want to say burnt because it's not exactly burnt. By the time I was finished, it was 18 minutes. So now the timer's off. We can now finish. We can now turn off the stove, and now we're done. For the next part, we're gonna cook diced onions and celery in the leftover oil, while also adding a bit of salted butter to the mix, so that adds a bit more flavor. During this process, we're gonna add salt, pepper, poultry seasoning, and sage to the onions and celery. Make sure to cook until the onions start to turn translucent, which is kind of when you can stop. The process of making the diced celery and onions had only taken me 7 minutes to create, to give you a bit of a idea of when to stop. For this next step, you're going to want to dice up 2 loaves of bread that you kind of have and just put them in an aluminum pan. And then you're going to want to add your celery and sausage mixture into the mix, and then just kind of proceed to kind of mix it together with your hands. Well, after you wash them, of course. In the middle of this process, you're going to want to beat an egg and add it into the mixture, and then pour in chicken broth. You're going to want to mix until you get this kind of mashed kind of feeling with it. Not exactly it's imagine mashed potatoes, but thicker. All right. Try to imagine that in your brain. Just try to make a mushy-esque feeling with it. And after you're done all that, just put it in the oven for 30 to 45 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and voila! You got your very own stuffing for Thanksgiving. And it looks way better and tastes way better than your mom's cooking.